Hello. And welcome back once again to Infinite Jeff, the project where I, Jeff, read the book Infinite Jest to you one page at a time, one day at a time. Yeah. This is page 447. Here we go. And Shore Patrol. At about 8 to 10 Heinekens, he used to all of a sudden throw his Reader's Digest against the wall and get her down and beat her with measured blows. She'd go down on the floor of the apartment, and he'd hit her in the hidden vicinity, timing the blows between her arms' little waves. Gately remembers she tried to ward off the blows with a fluttered downward motion of her arms and hands, as if she were beating out flames. Gately still hasn't ever quite gotten over to look at her in state care in the long-term care Medicaid place. The MP's tongue was in the corner of his mouth, and his little-eyed face wore a look of great concentration, as if he were talking about something delicate apart, taking something delicate apart or putting it together. He'd been on one knee, knelt over her with his look of sober problem-solving, timing his shots, the blows abrupt and darting, her writhing and trying to kind of shoo them away. The darting blows. Out of the psychic blue, very detailed memories of these fights surfaced one afternoon as he was getting ready to mow the Ennett House lawn for Pat in May YDAU, when Enfield Marine PHH withheld maintenance services in reprisal for late utilities. After the Little Salem decayed beach cottage with Herman the ceiling that breathed, the little tract house by Mrs. Waite's tract house in Beverly's good dining room chairs had fluted legs, and Gately had scratched Donald and Donald, Donad and Donald, in each leg with a pin, low down. Higher up on the legs, the scratches became correctly spelled. It's like a lot of memories of his youth sank, without bubbles, when he quit school, and then later only in sobriety bubbled back up to where he could get in touch with them. His mother used to call the MP a bastard, and sometimes go oof when he landed one in the vicinity. She drank vodka with vegetables suspended in it, a habit she'd picked up from the missing Estonian, whose first name Gately read on a torn and then fucked uply scotch tape paper out of her jewelry box after her mother's cirrhotic hemorrhage, was Bulat. The Medicaid long-term place was way the fuck out the Ural Beach Bridge in Point Shirley across the water from the airport. The former MP delivered cheese and then later worked in a chowder factory and kept weights in the Beverly House's garage and drank Heineken beer and logged each beer he drank carefully in a little spiral notebook he used to monitor his intake of alcohol. His mom's special couch for TV was nubbly red chintz, and when she shifted from seated upright to lying on her side with her arm between her head and the little protective doily on the couch's armrest and the glass held tilting on the little space her breasts left at the cushion's edge, it was a sign she was going under. Gately at 10 or 11 used to pretend to listen and watch TV on the floor, but really be dividing his attention between how close his mom was to unconsciousness and how much Stolichnaya was left in the bottle. She would only drink Stolichnaya, which she called her comrade in arms, and said nothing but the comrade would do. After she went under for the evening, and he'd carefully taken the tilted glass out of her. All right, that was page 447. Have a great night.